Hello? Is thing working? Is working. Okay, good. Greetings, everybody. Good day, evening, morning, however late it is, wherever you are. I apologize for having been gone for so long. My last stream was like 21 days ago, according to YouTube. What's up, Lauren? Who's your favorite dips hero? I don't know what that means. Alright, thank God you guys can hear me. I swear, I hate streaming, dude. It's like, I'm usually pretty confident about, like, tech stuff, but streaming makes me feel like I'm a tech illiterate, and I swear it's because of YouTube's overlay. Twitch is so much simpler, but that has, like, its own problems, so whatever. Can't imagine glue in peace or what? What's up, Grace? Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, we got another video, believe it or not. Just... What? That's not the right one, I don't think. As you can see, for those of you who have been here for an editing stream before, you will notice that I didn't give you like a few hours notice this time. Because honest to God, I get anxiety because of all this tech shit. When I see this thing like, oh, you scheduled your stream for 6 p.m. and I'm like, oh my God, in 20 minutes I gotta stream. I don't know what's gonna break this time. I hate that. I'm not gonna do that anymore. And you don't do it on Twitch. Why would I do it on YouTube? Like, it's cool for people to get, like, a notice of being like, oh, I'm gonna stream today, or, like, stream in 3 hours or whatever. But it gives me so much anxiety about stuff breaking. So I'm just like, okay, when I'm ready, I'm gonna, you know, turn on the thing. If you want to be notified about streams, definitely join the Discord. Should be in the description. It's in the description, because I'll always be tagging everybody. Or you can follow me on Twitter as well. So. How's your favorite damage hero? Who is my favorite damage hero? Probably... Maybe Genji. I know Genji's really fun, to be honest. Zen is his favorite DPS? You know what? Yeah. Zen is my favorite DPS. Sorry I couldn't be here for long. Mom wants to play Minecraft with my brother. Hey, that's fine, dude. Blue Eats Glue. That's a great name, by the way. Alright. Question. The same question I ask you guys every time. Do you want to see the intro? Or do you not want to be spoiled for this video? And I will say that I'm not super 100% convinced that this is going to be like my best video ever. That is part of the reason why you haven't seen the video from me in so long. I've been having so much trouble motivating myself to do anything. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, this is not good enough. This is not good enough. I'm not doing a good enough job. So I'm still not convinced this video is going to be the greatest thing ever. But it's been like 3 weeks since my last upload, so I gotta do something. So Zen needs a Speak. Don't have a stroke. Zen needs a nerf to his hitbox. Yeah, you know what? You're right. Let's see the intro. Moira needs a buff and a nerf to her damage. Aiden has like a lot of opinions about balance. Moira needs a buff and a nerf to her damage. Who's your favorite tank hero? Either Reinhardt or Winston. They're both really, really fun. Just blame the shitty weather. Yeah, I guess. Like, weather's been really bad. What do you think about the new Zarya skin? Personally, I don't like it. It doesn't fall to my liking. But it's very unique. And I like that it exists because there will be people that like it. It's not for me, but somebody put like some serious thought and effort into that skin. And it's not, you know, a half-assed reskin. It's something that was like, you know, somebody really put on that. And I really appreciate that, even if I'm not gonna like, you know, have that be my favorite. He's trying out hitboxes, and from the side I shot between his head and hands and he died. Please fix explosive. They don't care. They literally don't care. I know I heard it's supposed to be Men in Black inspired. If I didn't read that it's Men in Black inspired, I could not have, you know, I would have never gotten the hint that it's a Men in Black reference. I really couldn't. I mean, that franchise is super old. I haven't seen the most recent MIB either. I did like MIB, honestly. It's just, I couldn't really see that reference. Just like, Alien Zarya in a suit is just like, I don't know. You can see it here in the little thumbnail as well. You should play some competitive, just forget everything you're doing now. That's funny. Imagine playing competitive in the year of our Lord 2020. Wait, it's a Man in Black reference? Yeah, that was my reaction. It's like, wait a second. Does just having a suit on constitute as a Men in Black reference? I don't know, man. Okay. So for anyone that does not want to get spoiled, the intro is 2 minutes and 21 seconds long. So 2 minutes from now, you can unmute the stream and, take a look at it. And for everybody else who wants to take a look at what I've done so far, I'll be playing the intro. You can just take a look. Without tooting my own horn too much, I know that the vast majority of you see me as a peak, alpha male specimen that is destined to deliver quality BM to the opposition. But I wasn't always that incredibly good at my job. In fact, I was a wimp before I discovered anchor arms. Point being, as much as the power of editing allows me to make myself look an order of magnitude more competent than I actually am, sometimes I'm definitely struggling to get the bread. And while I am very aware of the practice that is missing your shots on purpose to give the enemies a false sense of security, not every such moment concludes with a happy end. Just like everyone else playing this game, I can go hours and even days without a satisfactory match, and all of that thanks to the power of matchmaking RNG. Now granted, I can't always default to blaming Jeff. I'm willing to admit that every so often I am getting a great idea during a match, but then the execution kind of, how do I say that, falls flat. But who even cares about a lack of mechanical skill and one's inability of identifying surfable rooftops anyway? If there's one thing I assume you took away from my stories, it is probably the fact that confidence, above all else, is the key factor to competing in Overwatch. Just like on our last episode, we had returned to Hollywood for another unique round of quick play in which not everything turned out to be how it seemed. While some would describe our Hammond's gameplay as hard-inting, others have exposed the hamster for the socio-political genius that he actually is. Looking back at that replay, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be angry or impressed. Either way, it inspired me to give a unique twist to my gameplay as well. Much like Lincoln manipulated the enemy team to eventually activating his trap card, I decided to put even more emphasis on psychological warfare as well. Gone are the days of affected positioning only because the enemy team decided to play Doomfist. It is time to take the fight to the flankers, because the best way to deal with your oppressor is by showing them that ultimately they have no power over your doing. And while some of you may think that just eliminating somebody followed by a teabag is enough to get into their head, I would argue that it is important for you to adjust your BM according to who you are facing. Of course, I could just eliminate that Genji at any point in time, but it is so much more satisfying to wait for him to try and go for a health pack just to be denied the privilege of healing at the very last second. I need healing. In my attempts of becoming more manipulative while playing, I have stopped to even dignify my enemies by granting them as much as a glance when I eliminate them. Of course, I expected my streak of dominance to continue, but I quickly found myself humbled during one faithful round. Our story today brings us back to King's Row. Listen, if I could do nothing but play King's Row all day, then Jeff knows I would do so. And subsequently... Alright, that's what I've been working on so far. There's been a lot of revisioning on the script, because truth be told, that match, it was very, very poorly paced. Like, when you read a book or you watch a show or you watch a movie, there's always like pacing, They pace like high action with a, low action, and then, have a nice balance and everything. The pacing on this match was completely screwed, so I had to like essentially make up a lot of stuff and in editing fix what is obviously not meant to be a story but just, a game. And that's why this the script took me a really long time, and I had to do a lot of different revisions on it. Also, the replay is gone. That's another unique thing about this. All these clips that we have here, all this that needs to be put into the video, this is what we're working with. Like, I cannot go back into replay to get additional shots, which is why I got some extra shots, because I knew it was gonna get deleted before I'm done scripting. So, hopefully I didn't forget anything. It is possible I forgot something, but we gotta make the best out of it either way. Honestly, it wasn't bad. I enjoyed it a lot. Thanks, Alex. I really hope that, people end up liking it, because I can't find it in myself to, assess it more objectively. Do you think of the alien Zarya skin? Not for me, but it's very unique, and I like that it exists. Thank you, Papa Jeff, for deleting replays. Dude, I was like, I am having such a bad attitude recently, like such a sour attitude of just being super salty about everything. And when on June 9th, when the event was supposed to be over, the anniversary event, and they didn't update the game, I threw such a hissy fit, because it took them 2 days to just turn off the event, and they still didn't delete the replays. I was like, so when are you going to delete them? Is it going to like happen sometime throughout the week? Is it going to happen on the weekend? I don't know. And it puts me in this place of like uncertainty. Jesus, my voice. In this place of like uncertainty, where if I start scripting and Jeff just randomly decides to delete my replay because they missed Wednesday update, then it's like, you know, all my work is gone. And it's just gonna put me into like even worse of a spot. I've just been having too much trouble with like my mental attitude recently anyway. So yeah, this video was giving me a lot of trouble. Oh my god. I hope this is gonna show up in the stream. Please don't be broken. Alright, I see it. Lauren, thank you so much for your 10 euros. Good luck. Thank you so much. I see you every time in my chat, dude. You're like one of the first people very often. I mean, your name being highlighted definitely helps, but thank you so much for your 10 euros. Appreciate it. Thank you. You mad lad, indeed. Man, I've watched so many of your videos recently. Jeez, hey, appreciate it, man. Mega Chunka is a great name, by the way. Jeff just hates us. I don't know what Jeff is thinking. There it is. Lauren, dude. Literally, your last, like, my last donation was you donating, and now you're donating again. Dude, thank you so much. Much appreciated. Mr. Doggo, Cliff, give us more stories. I'm trying. It's not easy. I'm just making sure I didn't miss too many comments. Can we get a sneak peek? Oh, I just showed a sneak peek as I started the stream. You can, you know, it's like a VOD. You can go back and look at it if you want. Hey, the last episode with the Zoom and hamster, it was a great episode. I like that. What's up, ASD? Are you planning to do more of these streams? I'm planning to do one every time a video is coming up. So when you see me stream, it's because I'm currently, you know, finalizing a video. And, you know, I'm doing it on stream just to hang out with you guys. Have you watched any Salty Fish or level uplifting videos? No, I can't say I have. So, like, it sounds... I feel like I've heard Salty Fish before, but I can't, like, remember what content that was. I think they had to delay the event due to the fact that Top 500 for FFA DM was really buggy this year. But, like, why isn't there a message in the game? Or, like, even in the BNet launcher? Like, BNet said nothing about it. And even, like, just a couple days ago... As a matter of fact, let me check right now. It's like, just a couple days ago, this thing still said anniversary event, June 9th. When it was, like, you know, already the 14th, 15th. So it's like, I didn't know what was happening. And, you know, it's not like they talked to us. I checked at Twitter, there was nothing. That's just, like, really upsetting to me. Because, like, I need order. I need order in my life. If you say you're gonna update your game on a Wednesday at 8 p.m. and delete the replays, do it at 8 p.m. so I know how much time I have to work on my videos and get my replays. I love this Sinatra Zarya skin. Hey, I'm glad you like it, John. I see a lot of people trashing it. I'm not a fan personally, but again, I do like that it exists because it's very unique. So I'm glad that there's people out there liking it. Have you ever played Starbound? No, have not. I need consistency in order to... Yeah, Daniel James. Exactly. It's like... I mean, big part of that is just like the culture I grew up in, obviously, but... I absolutely hate that. You know, when somebody says they're gonna be somewhere, like, on a meeting, like, hey, let's meet tomorrow at 11 a.m., for example, and then they're not there, that just, whew, that triggers the heck out of me. Blizzard does not want to talk about bugs and mess-ups. I myself did not get into top 500 FADM because of bloody bugs, so I know how you feel. It's just so frustrating. I love your Protect the President video. The title reminded me of Quake 1, the Prez mod. Apparently there's a lot of Protect the President mods. I think there's even like, somebody made a game mode for custom games in Overwatch. New skin is good, but I got tired of seeing it on my home screen the whole time. Yeah. It's like, the thing is, I wish we could choose what background we have in the game, but I also know they use it for advertising new content. So, you know. I can see why they don't let us, but I agree. I don't need to see it every time I log in. I just got Overwatch on PC. I don't understand how you PC players play the game on PC. Yo, Alex, if play for some time, you know, play with the settings, your sensitivity and stuff like that, and eventually it'll feel like second nature. It's all about getting used to it, you know? Sometimes when I go back on my PlayStation, I'm like, how the heck did I play console for years, right? You know, play it for a week, bam, you're back in it. We need consistency in order. Jeff, we don't do that here. That's true. Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, I would like that to be the case, but I also see why they wouldn't do that. It's kind of like deleting Doomfist. I want them to delete Doomfist, but I see why they wouldn't do that. I think it's strange how she half blinks vertically and then blinks horizontally. That's part of the, like, alien theme. I think that's something that reptiles do. I'm not entirely sure. Don't reptiles have, like, 2 eyelids? Don't listen to me. Go watch some, like, animal magazine or whatever. Don't come to me for education. I'm a college dropout. Now fuck it. Delete Doomfist. Oh yeah, I'm trying not to swear. One thing you guys should know, I feel like, as a business owner, because YouTube is my business, I make the decision not to swear in my videos. But in my like day-to-day life, I swear a lot, and that's something that comes down to, like, how I grew up. But on stream, I have to make a conscious effort not to swear, because, like, I do it very nonchalantly. I don't really think twice about it. In my videos, it's very easy not to swear because I scripted the damn thing. So it's like, if it's not in the script, I'm not gonna say it, right? I'll be honest, the randomized home screen does make me want to play new or other heroes, and Doomfist may be one of them soon. Yeah, sometimes when there's no event and it's like, random hero on a random map, it's also like, oh, I haven't played that hero in a while, So I do see where you're coming from. It's just one of those, like, creature comforts, quality of life things, like, oh, it would be cool if I could change my home screen. Swearing is German culture, it's hard to suppress. Also, I grew up in a low-income area where that's just been commonplace, to be honest. We said a lot of very rude things and didn't think twice about it growing up, so that's that. Delete Doomfist 2020. Can we make that a hashtag on Twitter? Follow me on Twitter, by the way. What's your favorite team in the Overwatch League? I may be currently wearing a Seoul Dynasty jersey, but my favorite team is New York Excelsior. Definitely my favorite team. Doomfist is ridiculous. He's a cool lore-wise, but I wouldn't miss him gameplay-wise. It is funny to me. I made this meme on Twitter about how, like, the dudes, like... Actually, I can just... Why am I trying to explain? I can literally just show you. Wasn't too long ago, I don't think. Let's just scroll through all that police brutality thing that's currently going in the US. Check this out. So I made this meme, right? It's like... Mercy, Zen, Brig, Lucio, Bab, Moira, Anna. Doesn't matter which hero you main, supports have to stick together. Teabag and Doomfist, right? I was like, oh yeah, most support players don't like Doomfist. And then somebody said, you could just add every hero there, everyone hates Doom, so I made a revision. Tanks supports DPS, Teabag, and Doomfist. It's like, sometimes I'm like, who are these people that actually like Doomfist? You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is like overwhelming hatred against Doomfist because he's super not fun to play against. How do you tell Reinhardt's not to suicide charge? It's impossible. You must just let him proceed. There's nothing you can do about it, man. It's like, it's a butterfly in the wind, man. You can't stop it. Let him be who he is. I teabag Doomfist in every role. Nice one. Lay Baguette. Nice name. I'll just start a YouTube channel where I do story times over a speed paint, but I have no motivation. Yeah, that speaks to me on an emotional level right now. My motivation for everything has been super low. Really bad as far as, like, my own mental fortitude is concerned. Been really chipped away with all that stuff going down in the US. It's like, I don't even live in the US, but it's one of those things where, like, you look at social media and you see, like, a bunch of horrifying stuff, and you're like, how is this real? How is this actually happening? And it just really got to me. So I needed to, like, take a break from social media at that point. And, yeah. That sucked. Do you have a Discord? Yes, you can find it in the description. I tweeted to Cliff, delete Doomfist 2020. Nice. Hey, thanks, Craze. Hey, what's up, Zach? If you main Doomfist, you are the worst type of person on Earth. I don't know about that. Sure, there's worse people. Like, people that litter, Don't litter, and keep the world clean, man. Ryan needs a buff on which you can cancel a charge. I don't know how much I do or don't like that. There's something, like, if you charge, you commit to it. And it's like, you made your decision. I feel like I don't like them making the game easier and easier. Like, you know, now Genji can choose when he stops deflect. When you could stop deflecting by, like, wall running. And just, like, it takes another like, level of difficulty away. And I don't know. I feel like the game's getting too easy. I mean, if you play Doom, you have fun because you go kill and go out, I suppose. It just gets really boring. Like, playing broken characters gets so boring for me so quickly. Sometimes I play Doom first, like, to get a couple clips for a video. I'm just like, oh, that's so boring. Like, I'm so glad I can just go play something else. Cancel charge would be ridiculous to be able to cancel and just eat people off cliffs. As a ramp player, I'd love it, but it'd be busted. See, there, I didn't even think about that, but Aethorian, that's a very good point, right? It's like, at least at that point, you committed to either, you know, calculating the exact distance you're going to be charging, or committing to also falling off the map at that point. Trading main tank for main tank. Charge gets fun when you don't know where you'll end up. Yeah, I like that. Doomfist mains aren't that bad. As a support main, I don't mind them. They managed to find a way to my heart. Is soon to be dead. I did notice that a lot of people don't have that much. Like, people still hate Doomfist because, like, he just randomly, very cheesily gets a kill on you with a punch. But I also noticed that I'm in this, like, MMR bracket where, you know, chances are 50-50 of the Doomfist players I'm running into either being really good or really bad. So, you know, when I do face off against a Doomfist player that's good, I am in the minority at that point. You know, it's like those are the top 3% players, I suppose, at that point. You know, look at them as like 4,200 DPS player. So I know that, you know, it's an edge case. It's just annoying when it does happen. So. Sims and Torps because turds, I hate them since I'm a Genji. Yeah, turds can be really annoying. That's true. I think Moira should be able to cancel. That's another thing of one of those, like, you know, you're committing to using that ultimate and not being able to just freely fade out or start tossing orbs or start healing yourself. I mean, you're healing yourself with the ultimate anyway. You know, it's another one of those things where allowing you to cancel it just removes the difficulty and removes the impact of making a decision. So, I'm not a fan of that. I don't like them making the game easier and easier because I feel like the game is already very easy. Bastion, gun go brrr, meat deflect go brrr. Good old days, man. I remember when that worked really well. Okay, let's actually get some editing done, right? I've just been sitting here talking to you guys, which is fun, but I'm here to edit, right? No false advertisement. Our story today brings us back to King's Row. Listen, if I could do nothing but play King's Row all day, then Jeff knows I would do so. By the way, like, when I look at this, I just did this, like, for a meme, but if I actually made a custom game called King's Row 24/7, would any of you guys join? Just because, like, I actually just prefer King's Row. Obviously, matchmaking will be the problem. Like, we might have, like, a bunch of bronzes on one team, a bunch of gems on the other team. But just, like, as a matter of principle, would you guys play a playlist where you're just playing King's Row over and over again? Yeah, hopefully my program doesn't crash again. That's right, Niam. Niam? Wilson. Wilson's easier. Would do so. And subsequently, I'd be perfectly fine with every single episode taking place on this map. Okay. Just take some casual B-roll over here. Can you guys hear my AC, by the way? I'll get my AC running because weather's been kind of crap here. I love King's Row, to be honest. Yes, yes, heck yes. I love King's Row. I would, favorite map. I would join King's Row. It's the best map. Nice. I would play with you, Cliff, any map. People overestimate, you know, the experience of having a content creator in your game. It's very underwhelming to have me in your game. Because, like, the moment something weird happens, I'll super, like, double down on that weird thing to try and make a video out of it. You know? As they say, throw for content. I'm not actually trying to throw, don't get me wrong, but sometimes you'll have me do, like, really weird things because I'm trying to turn it into a video, so, you know. Have King's Row 24/7 with a 1 in 20 chance of Horizon Lunar Colony just for the memes? Oh my god. No need diversity? I guess that's fair. Now, I always say I wouldn't mind playing nothing but King's Row. I don't know how I would feel if there actually was a playlist for just King's Row, you know? But, like, if you just put the maps in front of me, there are so few maps that I like in this game. It's like, I just play all of them because I don't have a choice. But it's like, I would probably limit myself to, like, Hollywood, Kings Row. That's it. No, I'm just kidding. Like, there's just a handful of maps I really want to play, but it's mostly Kings Row. Every map should just be a reskin of Kings Row. What about that? Imagine map rotation doesn't exist. You find a comp game as a tank and get Paris, or luckily someone leaves and the match cancels. You decide to join as a DPS, and after 30 minutes of waiting, you get Paris again. That's happened to me before. Not to that effect, but I did leave a Paris game. It was quick play. I left a Paris game, got another Paris game requeuing, said screw it, I'm gonna play this out. Then I decided to queue for tank, so I got insta-queued into another Paris game. And I was literally like, I just played this. Why do I have to play this again? It was the same side as well. It was attack or defense. Either way, it was the same side as well. So it's like, why make me play Paris? It's a crap map. Nobody likes Paris. I think I'm biased for all the original maps that existed when I started playing. I'm not a big fan of 2CP and King of the Hill. A lot of people like King of the Hill because it's very... I think they like it because it's very arcadey, right? It's like, you know, it's a frag contest more than true objective-based game mode. It's like FFA, but not really, you know? So I can see why people like it. I personally much prefer Payload, and especially Hybrid. Hybrid is my favorite. Map votes. I would love map votes because it would also encourage people to stay in the lobby, and that would further, like, you know, give you an opportunity for rivalries. Being like, oh, we just lost that game. Let's vote for, I don't know, Nombani or something. Play again, see if I can get back at that guy, you know? I would love map vote. Map vote would be insane. I don't really have a favorite or hated map. I just roll with the map. I guess that's fair. I think Paris is really pretty, but it's not fun to play on. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's the thing, because like every map is pretty. IMO. I think like the artists and designers, or like specifically the artists at Blizzard, extremely talented. The map designers are the people that are struggling. It's like, I don't know how that stuff gets through playtesting, but like some of these maps are abysmal, and they even acknowledge that they're bad. Like with Horizon Lunar Colony, where they started reworking it, and still so bad they removed it out of rotation. So it's like, why do I have to play this in quick play if you admit it being bad to the point where you remove it from competitive play? It does make sense to me. I don't really solo queue anymore, so I wouldn't know the pain of queuing for 20 minutes to get a map I hate. Oh, lucky you, I suppose. Look at you having friends. I like map votes, but with no chats enabled, since people would not be able to be like, pick X map or I throw. I mean, people already throw anyway. Yeah, the pianos are great in Paris. It's on this map, but because it is the best map in the game, you automatically just win simply by getting it. Which means that the objective becomes of secondary concern, and instead, the entire game revolves... But because it is the best map in the game, you automatically just win simply by getting it. Which means that the objective becomes of secondary concern, and instead, the entire game revolves around establishing dominance. And you can tell that... let's get my POV for this. You can see, like, I wanted to play Roadhog. That's kind of what I do on tank, to be honest. I'm like, I'm thinking about picking Roadhog. If the other tank picks the main tank, I'll play, you know, a real tank, like Zarya or D.Va. Just get, like, a first-person view. It's on this map, but because it is the best map in the game, you automatically just win. Okay, that is kind of like hard to look at. But because it is the best map in the game, you But because it is the best map in the game, you automatically just win simply by getting it. Which means that the I think I'm just gonna put random B-roll in here. And subsequently, I'd be perfectly fine with every single episode taking place on this map. Hey, what's up, Solis? For a second, when Cliff paused, I thought my phone was buffering. Sorry about that. Hey, what's up, Maddie? Just make a map maker, please. You already have workshop expands? Yes. If we had a map editor, that would change everything. Literally everything. We wouldn't rely on Blizzard making content. We would just make our own content. Which means that the objective becomes of secondary concern, and instead, the entire game revolves around establishing dominance. And you can tell that guy was so excited to play King's Row, you can tell. So excited. Dominance. And you can tell that especially Reinhardt players. By the way, if you have any questions about what I'm doing here as far as editing is concerned, feel free to ask me. That's what I'm here for. Players are very excited about that. And you can tell that especially Reinhardt players are very excited about that. As such, the enemy team made its way up. There's a lot of third-person perspectives happening here in a row. I don't know if I like that. But we'll just do a rough cut for now. By the way, expect this video on like Monday. Today's Friday. It depends on how quickly I can work tomorrow. I don't know that... No, actually, I am going to be busy tomorrow. So I don't know how many hours I can spend editing tomorrow. I spent like all day today. But I'm going to be busy tomorrow, and Sunday I take off because I'm playing D&D with my friends, and that takes up like half the day. So expect this to be out on Monday. I always scream with Joe when I get King's Row if I want to play Widow. Hollywood isn't too bad either. I have this weird thing where I don't like playing Widow on defense, but I love playing Widow on offense. On specific maps anyway. That. As such, the enemy team made its way out of spawn to test the durability of our defenses. But the first engagement was about... He was going to... with his time. Let's put this remaining B-roll back here. Everything's just gonna be like third-person perspectives at this point. What was I thinking? See, that's why I love having just, you know, access to my replay. So now I could go and be like, hey, let me get like a first-person perspective of somebody. And I'm kind of stuck with whatever I have. I've got to make the best of it. Where are you from? I'm from Germany. D&D 5th edition. We currently got a mini campaign going in a homebrew world. And I'm playing a rogue. What's my archetype again? I think it's called Swashbuckler. I'm like a pirate. Got a sailor background. Of our defenses. But the first engagement was about as how far the durability of our defenses. So he just enters my vision. Okay. But the first engagement was about... actually... But the first engagement was about as uneventful as it gets. Everyone tried to figure out where the others land on the spectrum of available testosterone levels, poking each other to see who is going to buckle under the pressure first, while a couple elements side was ready to full send it down mid. Well, love to have a perspective where I see somebody getting eliminated. Dang it. That's what I hate when I get my replays deleted. Vibes to country guitar music in the background. Actually, if you're interested in the song... Where the heck am I? Here. Oh, that's not the one, is it? One Punch Man... No. But because it is the best map in the... It is, yeah, okay. Yeah, here you go. One Punch Man OST, one Take Man. Peaceful Days. Oh, please keep the chat in English. Oh, Craze already said. There's that. Craze, funnily enough, also German. Coincidentally. Use voice meter too? Oh, yes, I do. And ever since I upgraded to Windows 10, quote, upgraded, heavy quotation, it's been breaking a lot. And I cannot afford to do a reinstall on my Windows because I don't have a second machine. So it's like, if anything breaks or goes wrong, I literally cannot make videos and that's why I need a clean install of Windows, and I can't do it. And unfortunately, I cannot afford to buy a second PC right now, which is ideally what I would like to have happen. You know, can't always have what you want. Don't just expose me like that. Listen, man. People have to know. People have to know the truth, man. Sometimes when I see Zenyatta, I just hear your voice in my head. If that's the case, then I'm doing my job right. We'll get to the point where Blizzard can no longer ignore me. I will become an Omnic in Overwatch 2. Probably not gonna happen. I would love to, like, play a minor role in some event or whatever. Be like some side character. Some, like, Omnic that's, like, destroyed during one of the missions. And if you walk up to him, he says something really stupid before he, like, shuts off or something. I would love to play the part of an Omnic in Overwatch 2. It would be insane. The dreams I have. I also have this dream of Jeff Kaplan doing a guest voice for one of my videos. But as it stands, Blizzard doesn't even know I exist, so that's that. I did miss a lot. Don't worry about it, Baguette. Everyone donate $1,000 to Cliff for a new computer? Yeah, that's how that works. Just give me $1,000 in midst of a pandemic when people lost their jobs. I need to get a sponsor is what I need. I don't mind taking money from corporations. Give me those sponsorships. I did talk to my network, and they said I'm pretty close to reaching that view threshold, where I can start negotiating with the companies that I want to work with, and not, you know, these shitty mobile companies. Is the Omnic bullied? Oh, I'm the Omnic that's bullied and Soldier 76. But he didn't say anything. And that's an old short. I want to be a new Omnic. You also have a dream that this game will become relevant again? It's actually doing pretty well, to be honest. Like, it's very solid on Twitch. I think 24K. Raid Shadow Legends sponsored today's video. Fun fact, I would have taken the Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship if they didn't lowball me that hard. It doesn't have anything to do with Raid. It's about the agencies that they send out to find talent. Is how they call it anyway. And yeah, that agency lowballed the heck out of me. They're like, what about you do like 1/4 of what your views are worth? I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. It's like, okay, bye. You know. He says before he dies, how isn't that a headshot? Oh my, I would love that. I would love to be a guest voice on like some throwaway line for like a side character or just like random decor, and that would be insane. How wasn't that a headshot? Do you reenact in scenes that you can't get or that Jeff deletes? I did that for one video. What video was that again? I forget the title. My team did not realize I was throwing. That entire B-roll was reenacted because Jeff deleted my replays. I tried to, you know, play around that and try to get done in time before they delete it. Couldn't do it this time, so I'm just going to use whatever I have. If you are desperate, ask Raid Shadow Legends. It doesn't really work like that, you see. Because like, I could have sponsorships, you know. I could have some random mobile game give me money for a shout-out. I just don't wanna. You know? I'm trying to get products that are, like, relevant to my audience. Funnily enough, I tried Raid Shadow Legends. I'm not a mobile game person. It seemed alright. A lot of people play it. I'm like, sure, I would promote it if they didn't lowball me. But ideally, I would like to just find something that, you know, something I use or something that I know is reputable. Something like that. Raid is a bad game? Change my mind? How so? Wait, does G Fuel do good sponsorships? I tried G Fuel. I do not like their products. It was a few years ago, actually. I bought like one of those trial cartons from G Fuel because I was curious if it's good. And I was on this like energy drink like hype. I don't drink energy drinks period anymore, but at the time when I tried G Fuel, I really didn't like it. It's not about the flavors. It was the fact that it didn't properly dissolve in the water. So you always had this like weird feeling on your tongue whenever you drink it. At least I had. I really didn't like it. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Neve. Have a good day. The real raid, a raid bug spray? That would be insane. I hate bugs. I would totally take that sponsorship in a heartbeat. Now let's talk about editing. Right, we're here to edit. You're right. This video won't edit itself. Try to stream on Twitch with a boosted YouTuber. You know who I'm talking about. I'm not a super big fan of Twitch. Also, I feel like Twitch is more for gameplay stuff, if we ignore the IRL section. I don't know. I have a lot of problems with Twitch as far as they run their business and how they treat their talent, their creators. I keep referring to it as talent because that's how agencies refer to content creators. But yeah, there's a lot of problems I have with Twitch personally, and if you're not a partner, you're getting ripped off, and sometimes when you're already a partner, you still get ripped off. So I don't know. But yeah, you guys are right. I should be editing a little bit here. Off our defenses. But the first engagement was about as uneventful as it gets. Everyone tried to figure out where the others land on the spectrum of available testosterone levels, poking each other to see who is going to buckle under the pressure first. While a couple eliminations have been traded back and forth, neither side was... Do I just take the Reinhardt's POV for this? What did I take this for? Oh, it's when he fed. Okay. Let's see how this looks if I just have back-to-back. Under the pressure first, while a couple eliminations... Where is he at that? First, well... It's like being pushed back, okay. Buckle under the pressure first. While a couple eliminations have been traded back and forth, neither side was ready to full send it down mid, which is like literally every round of Overwatch. On mid, which is like literally every round of Overwatch ever. With 38% and it's like literally like make a lot of these decisions on the fly, to be honest. Which is like literally every round of Overwatch ever. With 38% and counting, I was already itching to find... Back to first person perspective of my POV. That's too much. Is he actually talking or is it in the video? If there's music in the background, it's in the video. Wait, you're telling me it's not normal to just be creative on the spot? It's a crazy concept, isn't it? Anyone likes the new Zarya skin? A lot of people do. See a lot of praise. BRB, I'm gonna turn on AC. Same here. Editing is 90% procrastination, 5% actual editing, 5% frustration at what you've just edited. That is very accurate, yes. I get like one day of godlike aim, and then the rest of the time I can't aim, so mostly main at the house. That is relatable, actually. Yeah, I also have, days where my aim is really good. And the next I'm like, what happened to all that aiming that I did yesterday? Literally every round of Overwatch ever. With 38% and counting... I was already itching to find out who would be the recipient of what is obviously going to turn into a solo graph. And as such, I appreciated the enemy Reinhardt's contribution to my ultimate charge. But nothing... I like having this thing that you see. I like having this on my other monitor so I can see my preview. In fact, usually I have my preview on my other monitor. So it's like I pull this to my left monitor, and then on my right monitor I have a full screen preview. And I can just see my timeline at all times. But I can't have my full screen preview because I need to see OBS. And I can't have this on my left monitor all the time because I need to see chat. So all the things we do while live streaming. Funny little tidbit. Whichever. With 38% and counting, I was already itching to find out who would be the recipient of what is up. Dang it. Yeah, the problem is that... Oh, crap. I like immediately go into battle as soon as I have 38%, so it's kind of, Let's see. Counting, I was already itching to find out who would be the recipient of what is... is obviously... Oh, I need to find something and put here. I was already itching to find out who with 38% and counting. Oh, I have an idea. There we go. This might save me. That's what I'm saying about, like, you know, you make a lot of decisions on the fly. At least I do. I'm sure there's, like, some editors out there that have, like, everything all figured out at the time of recording. Like, at this point, I'm going to do this and that. And I do that, but it's just, like, I don't always 100% see everything. Okay. Oh, crap, I didn't cut it. I was already... With 38% and counting, I was already itching to find out who would be the recipient of what is obviously going to turn into a solo graph. And as such, I appreciated the enemy Reinhardt's contribution to my ultimate charge. But nothing screams dominance more than trying to hammer down... You guys are gonna love this Torbjorn. Where he at? I'm gonna play this game. I'm trying to find that one clip. Here we go. I'm praying daily for them to bring back limited time skins or confirm that they are one-time opportunity. Yeah, it's kind of douchey to like bring a skin and be like, oh, limited time, quick get it, and then be like, oh, just kidding, 1 year later we're gonna sell it again. Kind of what they do with the mounts in World of Warcraft. A lot of people praise the artists at Blizzard for how beautiful the maps are, which is true, but just to dump more on Horizon, it's kind of ugly to look at. I don't agree with that. I feel like Horizon looks cool. Get sponsored by Cliff Bars? I don't even know what that is. How many monitors do you need? Streamers and editors? Yes. You need all the monitors. Solo ult is a viable strategy. I've already proven that. But nothing screams dominance more than trying to hammer down a tank as Torbjorn, prompting Humak to go on the offensive. Unfortunately, the collective healing of the... Where is that healing happening? Here we go, okay. The offensive. Unfortunately, the collective healing... Unfortunately, the collective healing of the enemy Ana and Baptiste allowed Zarya to avoid such embarrassment with my Torbjorn barely getting away with such embarrassment with my Torbjorn barely unfortunately the collective healing of the that moment where I saved my Torbjorn, I super regret not having used up my Reinhardt prior. Now, on the one side, I feel like if I bubbled my Reinhardt there in time, we probably could have held first. But if we held first, this would have not made it into a video. So it's like, you know, you win some, you lose some. This meant with my Torbjorn barely getting away with his life, thanks to my bubble. Since our Reinhardt... Can I sync the nade hitting? Where does she use nade? Oh, it's right here. Okay, yeah, I cannot. And with my Torbjorn barely getting away with his life, thanks to my bubble. Since our Reinhardt just bit the dust in an attempt of punishing the enemy Zarya. Oopsie daisy. Thanks to my bubble. Since our Reinhardt just bit the dust in an attempt of punishing the enemy Zarya for overextending, we found us in an attempt of punishing the enemy Zarya for overextending. We found... Do I have his POV? No, actually, I don't think I do. We found ourselves with a severe lack... I will check. Because if I have Reinhardt's POV, I might rather use this, but let's take a look. Thanks to my bubble. Since our Reinhardt just bit the dust in an attempt of punishing the enemy Zarya for overextending, we found ourselves with a severe lack of protection, allowing the enemy... Reinhardt. Where are you, buddy? Oh! Did I have the foresight, chat? Is this it? I cut away as he charges. Oh, that's so unlucky. Did I go back to record it? I did! Oh, yes. Thank me from the past. Heck yeah. Hehe. That sounds like a plane's going over my house right now. Oopsie-daisy. Then we found ourselves with a severe lack. Since our Reinhardt just bit the dust in an attempt of punishing the enemy Zarya for overextending, we... Since our Reinhardt just bit the dust... And black and white filter. Barely getting away with his life, thanks to my bubble. Since our Reinhardt just bit the dust in an attempt of punishing... He was the mistake, right? That's one problem I have with Zarya. I bubble preemptively. I bubble too much preemptively. I'm supposed to enable my Reinhardt to fulfill his plan, but what I do instead is I give him a bubble, and that urges him to do something with it. Or just bit the dust in an attempt of punishing the enemy Zarya for overextending. So it's like, I gave him my bubble, he's just holding up his shield, right? It's like, it's not soaking anything. So he's like, oh crap, I need to make use of the bubble. He goes in, bubble gets destroyed, or it's like, it's already, you know, out of time by the time he gets there, out of his charge, and then he gets destroyed. So if I didn't bubble him preemptively, and I just saved it for when he actually wants to do something, this all could have been better, so. I think I once saw a gif of Reaper dancing with a pink dress. I've seen it too, yeah. Hey, what's up, Momo? Hello. Long time no see, indeed. You cannot punish Mother Russia. She punishes you. I wish my computer could record Overwatch without having a panic attack. Do you have an NVIDIA graphics card? If you have an NVIDIA graphics card, you can just use Shadowplay. Because that doesn't really affect your FPS. Educational content, question mark? Occasionally. Does anybody think that a Swedish midget is more meta than a cyborg ninja with literal bullet reaction times? And a guy that can punch as strong as it described? Is a building trolling at you? You shouldn't, you know, nothing that happens in the game is canon. So it's like, you know. I just watched Avatar because it is on Netflix that shows the shit. If you're talking about Avatar The Last Airbender, fantastic show. Watch it like 100 times. It's great. Self-reviewing himself, someone get Jane on the line. That is how I improved initially. In the very first season, I forgot what rank I placed. I think it was like rank 56. And I think I ended like 61. The first season where they implemented the, like, you know, gold, plat, diamond, etc. I placed in plat 2600, and I got diamond that same season, and then the next season was masters, all because I reviewed my own gameplay. I was like, okay, what am I doing wrong? The only reason Cliff does these streams is because he's bored of actually editing and just wants to look like he's doing something while talking to chat. Ah, crap, you got me. You have figured it out. I'm now gonna have to take you out. I really like Toph joking about her blindness. That one was like, oh, it's there. Not gonna spoil what's there. Everyone's just like looking. And they were like sitting on Appa, like mid-air. And she's just like waving her hand in front of her face like, I'm blind. It's a joke. I freaking love that, dude. Avatar is great. Absolutely fantastic. It's a shame that The Legend of Korra never entered Netflix. I don't even know what is and isn't on Netflix because I don't use it. I actually had a friend in Silver whose dad would play comp and get her to plat. That dad is a boss. I'm wondering what the clowns at Blizzard will do to Moira. I hope they're not listening too much to content creators because holy crap. Moira's gonna be garbage too if they do. Where's the Zen play? Back in season 4, No, actually more like Season 5. Back in the last season where Zen wasn't abysmal to play. Goats! There you go. Whenever Goats was, that's what the Zen gameplay is. Zen and Goats was actually really fun. Next video on the Zen buff. Now he is a meta pick at every rank. I doubt it. The reason I don't see Zenyatta being a meta pick in every rank is because he has such a slim margin for error as far as positioning is concerned. His aiming is very forgiving. You know, he has huge hitbox on his projectile, but there's so little margin for error as far as your positioning is concerned that I just don't see, you know, bronze, silver, gold effectively making use of him. Also, I'm playing quick play, so none of that matters to me. Legend of Korra is bad, I heard. I mean, it's worse IMO. It's just my opinion, right? I'm not a reviewer. In my opinion, it's worse than The Last Airbender, but it's not abysmal. Like, I didn't regret watching it. What made you pick up Zen in the first place? I don't know. It was like, cool, it's a floating robot. It's like, the game was new. I wanted to try every single character, and I just tried out Zen. He's better than he ever was. All they need to do is now make his head smaller. I'd argue he was better in Goats, because like it's nothing that Zen does that is like a problem for himself, right? Zen doesn't need buffs himself, IMO. You know, so in Goats, because he was always around his team, and it's like they were one unit, it was really hard to just like pick him off. So he actually worked really well. He always had the healing, you know, always had the protection. So it was really easy to play him. I don't think he needed a buff. I don't think it addresses the problems with Zenyatta. It's such a placebo effect. People are like, oh my god, Zenyatta got buffed. He is meta now. It's like, yeah, he has like a little bit more damage. That doesn't address why it's not fun to play him. And people are playing him because he got buffed, realizing nothing changed. They just didn't realize. They could have always played Zenyatta. That's the thing. You know, they're token buffing and nerfing things just to make people play the characters again. Everyone could have played Zenyatta before. They didn't. It's like, oh, that 5% damage increase, though. Whoo-wee, that makes a difference right now. I call BS on that. Definitely call BS on that. It's such a placebo effect. I heard Korra wasn't as good just because it was written season by season, other than having an entire plot in mind, like The Last Airbender. Interesting. When your favorite YouTuber is streaming and he reads your comments, oh, you're watching another stream. Cool. That multitasking. Give him 250 HP for more survivability. Just fix his hitbox. Like, seriously. It's so overblown. I don't think he needs any buffs. I feel like he's fine, right? It's like, he shoots things. He trades mobility for damage. That's okay. But what's not okay is that Sombra with an SMG can snipe you from, you know, downtown Hollywood while you're playing on Nombani. That's just ridiculous. Same for Tracer. Tracer's pulse rifle turns into a sniper when fighting against Zenyatta. That shouldn't be the case. Doomfist, Reaper. You know, all these shotgun spread characters just destroy him in one shot. It's ridiculous. Do you love me now? Barbecue chicken is alright, as far as food is concerned. They should give Zenyatta a rocket punch in the game will be balanced. Change my mind. Give him mercy wings. Just let him fly around. Shields got nerfed in every other support except Lucio, and Zen got buffed. I think that's why he's being picked up now. I mean, the thing is, he was already good in double shield, because like he's a shield break character. So like, I don't know. I'm not a like balance expert. You shouldn't listen to YouTubers for balance advice, IMO. Just, you know, play whatever works in your rank. I'm watching your editing video whilst editing myself, dude. I'm barely even editing. I'm just talking to people. Can the edit be the is the yes? Yes? Question mark. Have you okay World of Warcraft? Some of y'all need to like look at what you're writing before you press enter. I have a hard time understanding what you want. Oh boy, there's a lot of balance discussion going on right now. What version of Sony Vegas are you using? It's Sony Vegas Pro 14, as you can see up here. I want to upgrade to 17, but that costs $200, and I can't really afford that right now. Just bit the dust in an attempt. Embarrassment with my Tobium barely. Oh yeah, I don't like this. So one little editing thing I can tell you. When you cut scenes, and there's like a flashing light at the like last frame of it. Like let's say I cut it right here. Well, there's this like flash from the Bionate, and then you cut to the next scene. It looks very jarring. And with my Tobium, see, with my Tobium, it's not a nice transition. So I try to cut it in a way where there's no flashing lights on either, you know, the start or the finish. And with my Tobium barely getting away with his life thanks to my bubble. Oh, see daisy. Oh. Since our Reinhardt just bit the dust in an attempt of punishing the enemy Zarya for overextending, we found ourselves with a severe lack of protection. I feel like maybe I should have started on balance discussion. Everyone is like very fired up when it comes to balance. Like, I also have an opinion about balance. Which is fine, you know? It just is really difficult to convince somebody because it's such a like subjective thing. Overextending, we found ourselves with a severe lack of protection, allowing the enemies to freely push onto the objective. A nano boost would expedite the acquisition of the BM search and surprise. Yeah, this one. You see how choppy my replay is? Dude, that's like, A, I need to upgrade my PC, and B, I need to upgrade my software. I would love to just have, you know, 1080p, 60 FPS replay without hiccups. Objective. A nano boost would expedite the acquisition of the BM search, and surprisingly enough, I was on the menu today. While I... Hey. Let's see if I can get away with this, huh? Oh, I was on the menu today. While I... Menu today. Okay, so she moves the camera down a little bit, so I need to compensate for that in editing. Oh yeah, absolutely. I was on the menu today. While I appreciated their Reinhardt trying to give me a hug, I had to surely I thought about getting Reinhardt's POV, right? Right? Oh, thank God, okay. Balance updates and now can ban players upon kill. Everyone's just like typing their balance updates in chat. That's great. Surprisingly enough, I was on the menu today. While I appreciated their Reinhardt trying to give me a hug, I had to insist he adheres to social distancing by using my ultimate. However, do I pull my POV for this? I don't know if I should go, you know, back and forth twice. We'll see how it looks. Stop trying to give me a hug. I had to insist he adheres to social distancing by using Reinhardt. Oh, Lauren, thank you. Another €5. Thank you so much. All these super chats, thank you. Good job, hey, thank you. Super appreciative, man. Hey, Cliff and Chad, to avoid spoiling the story when it's edited, I just want to drop by and say, hey, hey, what's up, Nathan? Appreciate you being here, man. And Zen becomes an off tank. I mean, he already has the hitbox for it, so. Balance update, Zen. That's it, just Zenyatta. Zen now gets a pocket mercy bot that will always res him if he dies, turning the game into a permanent 6v7. Can you toggle blue and yellow beam? That's the details we need to talk about, man. We are removing Zenyatta, making Zendaya a playable character who one-shot people with her voice. Oh, who can one-shot people with her voice. Zendaya. Is that an actual character in the lore or something? Or is that a joke that's flying over my head? Zen removed all heroes but Zenyatta. Can beef it out for like Zenyatta supremacy now. Appreciated there Reinhardt trying to give me a hug. I had... Yeah. Let's try to cut before I toss my graph. So you can super omega tell that that's exactly what I did. While I appreciated that... Oh, crap. Yeah. Damn it. While I appreciated their right... Are you joking? Oh my god. This is... Can we just talk about this for a second? This right here. Trava Man. Hello. Who at Blizzard thought it was a good idea to have public chat on the replay? People talking in like the main menu and you can see it in your individual replay. That's not annoying at all while you're trying to get footage for your content. Not at all. Just let people have a freaking chat in my replay. God, that triggers me, dude. I hate that. It's like it's decisions like that I just don't understand. It's like, why is that a thing? It seems to more work to implement it than not, but it's in there. So now I can't use that. Great, fantastic. There, Reinhardt trying to give me a... I don't know how anal I have to be about this. I don't think anyone really cares if I take this, but... Appreciated there, Reinhardt trying to give me a hug. I had to insist he... today. While I appreciated that... Okay, let's try to find a workaround. Everyone can complain. The question is, who finds the solutions? Right? While I appreciated there, Reinhardt trying to give me... While I appreciate... Again, flashing alert. Today. While I appreciated there, Reinhardt trying to give me a hug, I had to insist he adheres to social distancing by using my ultimate. However, that didn't stop him from dropping his hammer. Okay. It's okay. No problems. Get another PC. Turns out PCs are expensive. Who thought? However, that didn't stop him from dropping his hammer on the rest of my team. Anyway, CQC and I made a valiant effort. Surely I got CQC's POV, right? Actually, I don't know that I... Oh, crap. Damn it. I swear I thought I had CQC's POV for this. Well, that's a really pretty shot. I should consider using that. Should consider using this over the other one. Unfortunately, allowing the... Honestly, I feel like this one's better. Let's see. We found ourselves with a severe lack of... Since our Reinhardt just bit the dust in an attempt of punishing the enemy Zarya for overextending, we found ourselves with a severe lack of protection, allowing the enemies to freely push onto the objective. A nano boost would expedite the acquisition of the BM search and surprisingly enough, I was on the menu today. While I appreciated their Reinhardt trying to give me a hug, I had to insist he adheres to social distancing by using my ultimate. However, that didn't stop him from dropping his hammer on the rest of my team. Anyway, CQC and I made... Take off the audio and do a voiceover for the clip? What? Doesn't make any sense, does it? I wanted to start editing videos and was looking for good software. My mom said I should just use PowerPoint. You know what? We all gotta start somewhere, right? There's worse places to start than PowerPoint, let me tell you. Shotcut is a good free software. Never heard of that. Magix, which like with an X, is the company that made Sony Vegas Pro. They have like a budget Sony Vegas essentially, because this is like $200 I think. But Magix editing software, Amazon. I started off using that budget software. Is it just Magix Movie Edit Pro? No, that's not it. Magix Video Deluxe Premium video editing software for $80. I swear I had like a super cheap one. It was like $35 or something. It was like 10 years ago or something. I'm trying to find it. Yeah, they have Music Maker for $70, Photo Story Deluxe for $50. Video Deluxe 2020 Premium for $80. Movie Studio Pro, that's what it was called. Let me see. Movie Studio Pro. Vegas Movie Studio 14 for $50. If you're looking for like some decent software to start off with, it's like a lightweight version of Sony Vegas. It's called Vegas Movie Studio. And just costs $50 on Amazon right now. I don't have an affiliate link or anything, so you're gonna just have to look it up yourself. But I started off making YouTube videos using that software, not that specific version, but I used Magix, you know, whatever I said earlier. It's still somewhere in my like purchase history on Amazon. I bought that like many moons ago. But yeah, eventually, once Humble Bundle had the Sony Vegas bundles, that's when I upgraded to Sony Vegas Pro. Draw the clips on paper and record you getting through them. Google Slides, brother. You thought of Adobe editing software? Yes. And I cannot afford that subscription. And I hate having to learn that. Here's the thing that really I hate about Adobe. You have to like first learn the software and you pay every month for using it. And the support is, you don't get the support equal to what you would expect for a service that you pay monthly for, right? For Sony Vegas, I pay for it once. It's buy to use, right? I buy it once and I've had very few problems with it, except for when I try to stream, because apparently streaming is something that Sony Vegas doesn't like. But the amount of times I see people complain about Adobe like crashing or having problems or glitches or bugs, and it takes so long for them to update, because they keep updating Adobe software, right? Because it's like a paid service on a monthly basis. But with these updates come more bugs. Sony Vegas is just a finished product. This doesn't get updated all the time, so it doesn't break all the time. It has consistency. So I would hate to pay on a monthly basis, have to learn a new software, and then have it just randomly break because they decide to update something. It's kind of like Windows 10, right? It's like they update Windows 10 and stuff breaks all the time. So that's why I'm pushing back my updates as much as possible. I'm getting an editor called Power Director. I hope it's good as well, man. Record your files by making a photo of it every second, print the photos, and glue them together to a finger movie. Film it for 4K quality. That's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, just is Windows Movie Maker actually still a thing? Like, does that still exist? Is it still free? It's not my team. Anyway, CQC and I made a valiant effort to make up for our team's deficit, but the enemies really meant serious business here. The opposing supports were pumping so much healing into their right. The opposing supports were pumping so much healing into their Reinhardt that I had a hard time believing he would pass a doping test. No summer games for you, buckaroo. What? Let's just get my POV if I don't have CQCs. Anyway, CQC and I made a CQC Rusty and I made a valiant effort to make up for our team's deficit, but the enemies really meant serious business here. The opposing supports were pumping so much healing into their Reinhardt that I had a hard time believing he would pass a doping test. No summer games for you, buckaroo. While I survived for a surprising... I'm gonna put this, like, some summer games meme here. I still gotta think about what I want to put there. I was wondering how much of my AC you guys can hear in my background. It's like, I'm not saying anything, there's no music running, it's just like, you know, the humming of the AC. Buckaroo. While I survived for a surprisingly long time, all that struggling would only delay the inevitable, and at last, we had to surrender the objective. But if you think... While I survived for a surprisingly long time, all that struggling would only delay the inevitable, and at last, we had to surrender the objective. We had to surrender the objective. And at last, we had to surrender the objective. But if you... It's there, but slight note that it's not annoying anything. Oh, thank God. Because I'm certainly not planning to turn it off. Another thing I need to upgrade is my controller. I'm still using a like really old Xbox 360 controller to get my B-roll, and like the joysticks are not in pristine condition, so it's really difficult to get a like this, you know, moving motion to be consistent. It's really annoying. But if you think that we got no more, but if you think, dang it, so I can't time it perfectly. Only delay the inevitable, and at last, we had to surrender the objective. But if you think... We had to surrender the objective. Surrender the... We had to surrender the objective. But if you think... that we... While I survived for a surprisingly long time, all that struggling would only delay the inevitable, and at last, we had to surrender the objective. But if you think that we got no more aces up our sleeves, then... I've got a surprise for you. That's right, my friends. We got a backline assassin, Torbjorn. Hell yeah. I've got a surprise for you. I've got a surprise for you. Actually, I don't want to highlight it. I hope people just see it. Because, I don't know, it's not enough time to zoom in on it. I've got a surprise for you. Hey, what's up, Axe? Hello. Aces up our sleeves, then. I've got a surprise for you. The objective may be lost, but we still had a secret weapon hidden. Karoo. While I survived for a surprisingly long time, all that struggling would only delay the inevitable, and at last, we had to surrender the objective. But if you think that we got no more aces up our sleeves, then... I've got a surprise for you. For the membership, what are the sneak peeks? Luke, I don't want to... Here's the thing, right, about the sneak peeks. If you are a member and, you know, you join my Discord, you can be like, hey, I got a membership, here's my YouTube account, can you please check real quick, and then you'll get a VIP role, and in that VIP, that you'll get access to like a VIP chat, and that's why I post, you know, the thumbnails like art in progress, and the thumbnail before the video is done. Sometimes I talk about what the next video is gonna be. The thing is, it's meant to be just like a thing that's on the side. Like, I'm not trying to sell early access, because obviously, like, I'm editing this on stream right now. You're not really getting early access at all anymore. It's just like the membership thing is just for people that can spare a few bucks a month and just like help out for the sake of helping. it's not really that you're like buying a product with that membership. It's more like, it's kind of like Patreon, I guess, just on YouTube. Though actually people do sell products on Patreon, so that's a bad example. Think of memberships as you getting nothing in return, but you actually do get a VIP chat where I talk about my upcoming videos. It's nothing major. It's definitely not worth $5 a month or even the $2 a month. It's just like a thing on the side. And now that you mention it, super apologize to, like, if there's any of my members online right now, I super apologize for not having uploaded at all this month. And unfortunately, it's going to continue. Like, do not hold your breath for another video after this one is done. This is probably going to be the only video I upload in June. And it feels unfair to the people who give me money every month for you to not actually get any sneak peeks because I'm not making any videos. But I'm having a bit of a hard time recently, and I can only apologize. If you want to cancel your membership, please do so. I'm not trying to sell you value. It's more like a thing you can do if you have some spare cash and you want to support the channel. So at no point in time do I ever want anyone to feel like this is something you have to do or something you get value out of. It's purely like a thing on the side if you do want to help out. But right now, especially, tough times, people lost their jobs, COVID-19 and everything, so do not feel urged to do that. You're not actually getting any tangible value. So there's that. Are you using Premiere Pro? Nope, this is Sony Vegas Pro. That does make sense. It's like a more personal thing to help you out, almost like a gift. Yeah, pretty much. It's like, I mean, you get emotes on YouTube, but like emotes on YouTube are trash. So, it's even worse than a subscription on Twitch, but I get more money from it than on Twitch. Like, Twitch is completely ripping me off as a, not partner, affiliate. As an affiliate, if you were to subscribe on Twitch to me, I get like, I don't know if I can tell you any numbers, but I get less than half of that $5 subscription. On YouTube, they take 30%, and that's it. And the best part is that my network does not take any of that money. So it's like all that money, except for the YouTube cut, all goes to me. So every membership actually really helps, where on Twitch, if you were to subscribe there, it actually would not make a big difference. So that's one of the things I really hate about Twitch, that like they treat their affiliates like trash, they rip people off. Conversion rates are absolutely ridiculous. You gotta pay taxes on top of taxes. It's absolutely stupid. So yeah. If I had something valuable, something like tangible I can give you, like bonus content or something, I would probably make a Patreon for that. Or if YouTube builds the infrastructure for me to offer exclusive content more easily and more obviously, I would probably do that. But as it stands right now, I spend all my time creating this, and I want this to be for everyone, I don't really have any blooper reels, I don't really have any highlight videos. Like, this is all I'm doing, and I want this to be accessible for everyone, so I'm not gonna sell exclusive access to this. Which is also why I'm editing this live on stream, as opposed to making this sneak peek exclusive for people that, give me money. Because I don't want that divide there. What about partners? Partners get a better cut than affiliates, but I also heard some horror stories about Twitch trying to push partners to stream more hours per week. I don't know how accurate that is. It's rumors. Take that as rumors. I heard rumors that they really try to push their partners to stream more hours per week to get their engagement up. And yeah, they're really petty about it. They can take your partnership away like this if you don't oblige. Stuff like that. Take away opportunities, take away front page advertisement. It's just, I don't know, man. That's a lot I don't like about Twitch. I accept your apologies. Recent times are hard for all. That's true. That is true, Lauren. It takes courage to admit content you do is eventually not worth it. Yeah. It's exactly what's happening. I'm a Twitch affiliate too, and I get, I think, about 40%. Used to be 50%. But they changed it. I get less than that. As a European, for some reason I get less than that. And I don't know if it has to do with my tax bracket, but I pay taxes twice on Twitch income. And that's ridiculous. I don't know why it does that. It automatically did that. I don't feel like having to deal with that. I didn't have to deal with it on YouTube either, so I don't know. Hey, what's up, Mike? Didn't see you here. If I missed you earlier, I'm sorry, Mike, but Hey, what's up? Are you or anyone here aware of any services, paid or free, for Overwatch improvement? I keep hearing advice about game sense, but it's hard to tell where my faults are with upwards of 5 herders in blue. Completely for free, just literally look at your replays in-game. Go into the replay viewer, take a look at your own gameplay, and try to spot anything obvious. Like, hey, I could have done something better here, could have not missed my shot, could have been in a better position, could have healed some more. You know, it's stuff like that. It sounds stupid and really obvious, but that's how I improved. And I don't think you need to pay somebody to review your gameplay to tell you those exact things. You know, anything a coach can tell you, man, it's like you can probably figure out on your own. I believe you're smart enough to do that. You know, I didn't need a coach to get to GM. Like 4,000 is like barely GM. Let's put it that way. I didn't need a coach to improve. And I feel like if I don't need a coach to improve as just an average Joe, I don't think you need it either. So, if you super omega care about improving, then I guess you can look into coaching services. But as far as I'm concerned, I feel like just playing the game and reviewing your gameplay is really what makes a difference. Maybe you gather the clips you do members only stream. Just a thought, though. I don't know memberships, so it won't affect me anyway. I don't think stuff like that's really worth it because I don't have a lot of members to start off with, and also they are from like all over the world. So I could never find a time slot where I can do a stream for everybody, you know? Let me just have a sip here. And again, at that point, I'm like trying to sell a product, which isn't really what memberships is about for me. I can't see why people do a membership to larger channels of smaller communities like this. No, it doesn't matter how big or small the channel is. If you like the content and you want to support it, there you go, bam. You know, I watch a lot of channels that are big, and if I had a lot of cash, I would probably support them on Patreon as well. Neebs Gaming, for example. I don't know how many of you guys watch Neebs Gaming, but it's one of my favorite gameplay channels. Gameplay in heavy quotations. There's a lot of editing involved. If I had the money to support them on Patreon, even though they have 2 million subs, I would do it. Just because, I want them to keep doing it. It's great content. Doesn't matter how big or small the channel is. If you like something, you like something. If you don't like something, you don't like something. So there's that. I think of making an extended story, like a close comp game. Joseph, if I did play comp, I probably would. But it's really difficult. It's not much, but I love the content, and the times are tough. Times are tough, talk got to me, so... Oh, okay, sorry, I'm stupid, I can't read. It's not much, but I love the content, and the times are tough, talk got to me, so keep making great content. Yo, Ethorian, thank you so much for your 20 bucks, it is very much appreciated. I'm sorry for being stupid at reading, but hey, I really appreciate it, thank you so much. Helps out a ton, helps out more than you'd imagine. Thank you. As far as stories about competitive play is concerned, it's something I mentioned at the start of the stream, that this match that I'm working on right now, the pacing was really, really bad. And it took a lot of revisions on the script to turn it into like a somewhat well-paced story. And that gets exacerbated in competitive play. If you want an example of that, go back and watch my story about the Alpha Tank. The Alpha Tank takes place in competitive play, and it is very poorly paced, because competitive play, it's not supposed to be a story, it's supposed to be a game, and turning gameplay into a story is difficult enough as is. If you take a competitive play that doesn't have enough back and forth, or has too much back and forth, the pacing is ruined, and it makes it so much more difficult to make stories about that. So I'd rather do the bite-sized version of the quick play, because it allows me to be, it's weird to say more efficient, because it takes me weeks to make these videos. But it allows me to actually get these done in, a decent amount of time. And also, one thing you guys have to know is that I leave a lot of games in quick play. Like, if you ever had me in your game, you will probably have seen me leave matches the moment I can tell that, like, this is not going to become a video. I can't do that in competitive play. I cannot just leave a match because eventually I'll be banned. So I would have to spend more time playing to find one match I can make of it. Very lengthy explanation about a simple question of why I'm not doing this in competitive play. But yeah, at the end, also don't like playing competitive play. I could just said I don't enjoy playing competitive play because I don't. But yeah, there are very tangible reasons why I'm making stories about quick play and not competitive play. So yeah, your videos are very funny. Thank you, Preston. I gotta bounce for a bit, but I will return later. Chat later, Glove. Hey, Thorian, thank you so much again. Have a nice day, man. I was rewatching your last video when you started screaming. I have link copied because I sent it to my friend. How do you react? What is your average endorsement level? I just dropped from 4 to 3. So it kind of sucks. I left one game. I didn't leave any games on my main at all. I left one game and suddenly my endorsement dropped. I hate the system, dude. Luke Gregory, thank you so much for becoming a supporter. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. It's very much appreciated. Hope you're enjoying the content, and thank you so much. It helps more than you think. And Lauren, another €3. Dude, I freaking love these, like, GIFs with the, like, cute animals. Bye-bye. Thanks for hanging out, man. Very much appreciated. It'll show up on stream any second now. The membership, the super chats. Guys, thank you so much. Cannot express my gratitude enough. Appreciate it. I want to play comp as well. I got anxiety. If it gives you anxiety, don't play it. You know? It's like, don't do something. That's... Video games are supposed to be fun. If comp is not fun to you, don't do it. I think that's like, you know, simple but good way of looking at it. Endorsement levels are kind of stupid. I tried to make a video about getting endorsement level 4, let alone 5. And I do have a bunch of clips for it. So that's one of those, like, you know, long-term projects that I might work on. I don't know when or if I will find the time to ever do it, considering you keep dropping endorsements at random. It's really stupid. I disconnected from a comp game and had to make a new Xbox account because I got a season ban at the very start of Season 21. God, that's so stupid. That's stupid when that happens, man. Sorry to hear that. Okay. By the way, just to take a look, as far as our editing is concerned, we're like right here. No. And all these clips here, except for these ones, are unused. So it's like I spent a lot of time, a lot of hard drive space recording clips in terms, in case I want to use them. But most of the time I don't. But I don't know that. I don't know that at the time of recording. It's like I don't know what clip I'm going to use until I'm actually editing it. So that's why I have to record all of these. Okay, time to do the new member thing and show off the emotes I now have. Once I find them, they're not great. I mean, I like them, but like, I don't know. I think the only reason I don't think they're great is because they're so old. Were made years ago by a very nice artist. I don't know if she's still around my Discord. I don't want to insult her. The objective may be lost, but we still had a secret weapon hidden behind enemy lines. Zeus. This music, by the way, I'm not 100% sure if that's going to stay in the video. It might be a placeholder, but we will see. There they are. Those are your emotes. Been hidden behind enemy lines. Why does this make me laugh? I love crouching tourbillons. But we still had a secret weapon hidden behind the more aces. In case anyone's wondering, the reason I have this like blank space here is for an ad break. This is where I put my mid-roll. And if you have a dedicated spot for a mid-roll, then chances are higher that the ad will be shown and then, you know, you get better ad rates on it. It's one of those things that YouTube suggests you do. And I like doing this to not disrupt the flow of the video. So, you know, people that have YouTube Premium, they don't see this ad, just a little tiny break here. Up our sleeves, then. I've got a surprise for you. The objective may be lost, but we still had a secret weapon hidden behind enemy lines. Zeus being the enemy. I most assuredly have Zeus's POV. Here we go. I just went on my PC just to post them. That's real dedication to this league. Hopefully you get some amount of use out of them. Not feel like your money was completely wasted. And this is why mid-roll. Me loves the YouTube Premium family. Funnily enough, I also have YouTube Premium family. It felt wrong not to have it as a YouTuber. All my family gets to enjoy ad-free YouTube. Enemy lines. Zeus, being the enemy Ashe, had been the only player that heard Humac sneaking about trying to find the spy and eliminate them. What they... What do you guys think? Is Zeus gonna win, or is Humac gonna slap him with his hammer? He already tried to do it. Too sorry. I just did this. The funny thing is, my last video, I had no idea that Hammond was like throwing. I actually had no idea. But in this game, I saw my Torbjorn sneaking in the backline, and I super approved of it. It was so funny. The spy and eliminate them. What they didn't expect was that our Torbjorn... do I have a little bit of leeway here? Not really. Yeah, that's I guess early as it gets. Dang it. Zeus, being the enemy Ashe, had been the... Oh, I can do a little editing trick here to extend that. Zeus being the enemy Ashe. I can just zoom in on the portrait, and then nobody will know that this is actually a shorter clip than it really is. Nice. Zeus, being the enemy Ashe, had been the only player that hidden behind enemy lines. Zeus, being the enemy Ashe, had been the... That's not centered, is it? Hold up. The enemy Ashe had been the only player that heard Humac sneaking about trying to find the spy and eliminate them. What they didn't expect was that our Torbjorn... What they didn't... still not super happy about that. Had been the only player that... Zeus, being the enemy Ashe, had been the only player that heard Humac sneaking about trying to find the spy and eliminate them. What they didn't expect was... How much leeway do I have on this? This rapid camera movement makes the transition a little bit jarring. Zeus, being the enemy Ashe, had been the only... Actually, I have a better idea. Rather than zooming in on this, I'll be zooming in on this portrait. Because you can't really see as much of the movement, I don't think. So it's a little bit less jarring. Zeus, being the enemy Ashe, had been the only player that heard Humac sneaking about trying to find the spy and eliminate them. What they didn't expect was that our Torbjorn knew how to fend for himself, while Ashe players notoriously have... Let's have a little bit of sneaking here. Why did I get a channel membership? Well, I like the color green on my name. Personally, I'm partial of blue, but that's a mod color. I don't think I can choose the color for memberships, can I? It's kind of a tangent. And eliminate them. What they didn't expect was that our Torbjorn knew how to fend for himself, while Ashe players notoriously have to beg for pocket mercies. As such... Eliminate them. What they didn't expect was that our Torbjorn knew how to fend for himself, while Ashe players notoriously have to beg for pocket mercies. As such, our dwarf would come out victorious. Beg for pocket mercies. As such, our dwarf would come out victorious. We'll see if I need to do this, or if I can just have it be a continuous clip. Yeah, I'll just make it a continuous clip. That already does not look good. As such, our dwarf would come out victorious. While half our team had still been in the process of returning to the front line, so at some point, yeah, it's like around here, I believe. Let me full screen this for myself. Yeah, at this point, because you can see your teammates through the wall, I saw that my Torbjorn was in the back line there. I'm just like, right here. Yeah, I can see him through the wall. I'm like, what is this madman doing? So, you know, you gotta let the Torbjorn be Torbjorn. You can't stop him if he wants to go on the flank. Just be out. It really do be like that sometimes. You just gotta accept it. They have a mission. I cannot see chat colors because my Android is too old to support that. Last in 4.4.2 feels bad, man. I'm colorblind, so it doesn't mean anything to me. Feels bad, man. I like colors. While half our team had still been in the process of returning to the front line, and Humek. I would have loved for Humek to just get another elimination while he's spawn camping. It's just the funniest thing. I'm 100% sure you want to kill that Ash again. Turning to the front line, Humek continued to make the enemy spawn his home, clearly aiming to further establish his dominance. But all good things happen. I'm gonna get Zeus's POV for this. Here we go. The one thing that, like, I saw in the replay that messed up Humag was the fact that when the turret broke, like when the turret breaks, Torbjorn says, "Oh no, my baby," and that gave his position away. A complete BS, dude. He would have lived. He would have got another kill. His dominance. But all good things have to come to an end, and this time Zeus would successfully avenge the loss of their masculinity. Naturally, the only thing more manly than petty revenge could only be solo ulting that subscribe button. Casual call to action. It could only be solo ulting that subscribe button. Back on the objective, what followed was a firework of ultimate ability. Naturally, that's also something else I gotta think about. What I want to put there. Let's see. Do I take this still? Oh, this is not a still, actually. But it does highlight how much of a clown fiesta this was, so I'll take it. It is about asserting dominance, exactly. So what is this Overwatch story about? A throwing torp or something? No, it's specifically about trying to establish dominance. Objective be damned. that is it. Hit the subscribe button. Hey, yeah, that's it. That is indeed how you do it. Anything more manly than petty revenge could. You'd be surprised how much of a difference that makes, by the way. The thing is, I don't want to spam it in every single video, but just like making an offhanded joke about hitting the sub button or hitting the like button actually makes a huge impact. You'd be surprised. Now, there's a reason why so many YouTubers, at the start of a video, before you even know if the content is good, like, smash that like button, guys, let's get this to 10,000 likes. No, it's because it works. Helps in the algorithm, and that's why people do it. Or the backcapping montage. I don't backcap enough to be able to do that, unfortunately. Solo ulting that subscribe button. Back on the objective, what followed was a firework of ultimate abilities, turning the next teamfight into a mosh pit more than anything else. Amidst the chaos, I'm still not 100% sure if Raiden was actually cheating or not. I could take this as just like the better angle. I'll try it out. Let me just see if this looks better if I manually zoom. Solo ulting that subscribe button. Back on the objective, what followed was a firework of ultimate abilities, turning the next teamfight into a mosh pit more than anything else. Amidst the Masculinity. Naturally, the only thing more manly than petty revenge could only be solo ulting that subscribe button. Back on the objective, what followed was a firework of ultimate abilities, turning the next teamfight into a mosh pit more than anything else. Amidst the chaos, back on the objective, what followed was a firework of ultimate abilities. This is gonna hurt the quality a bit, but I'll try to do it anyway. Copy, paste. Move this all the way here. Back on the objective. Oh, whoopsie daisy. That's not what I wanted to do. Hoo-wee. Okay. Here we go. Back on the objective, what followed was a firework of ultimate abilities, turning the next teamfight into a mosh pit more than anything else. I don't even know if this looks good. Alright, you guys tell me, which one do you prefer? This one? Number 1. Back on the objective, what followed was a firework of ultimate abilities, turning the next teamfight into a mosh pit more than anything else. Or number 2. Which I'm gonna just align real quick. Back on the objective, what followed was a firework of ultimate abilities, turning the next teamfight into a mosh pit more than anything else. In my opinion, native camera movement always looks better. I just really messed up that angle here. I know I can't go back in the replay to redo it. Hey, what's up, Yogi, Luca? Hello. I sub because of Cliff telling to sub. See, it works. Hey, Speedy, hello, what's up? Objective, what followed was a... I think I'll take the native camera movement. Well, I could just not move it, I suppose. Bro, zooming. Back on the objective, what followed was a firework of ultimate abilities, turning the next teamfight into a mosh pit more than anything else. Those are the stupid little detailed freaking artistic decisions I make all the time. This is what I just like rip my hair out over. Back on the objective, what followed was a firework of Back on the objective, what followed was a firework of ultimate abilities, turning the next... I'll take the native camera movement. Screw it. Amidst the chaos, Raiden had been going for a rather bold... Where's my man Raiden? Here he is. Sane Widowmaker. I need to learn more about audio video editing, so I figured I'd look over your shoulder here. Hey, if you check the description, there's the entire playlist of all of my editing streams. I haven't done a lot of editing here today. I was mostly just talking to people. Remember when queuing for all roles wasn't just a thank you? No, me neither. I would like an arcade mode with Overwatch when Overwatch first came out, so with all old abilities, no DLC heroes. Funnily enough, I mean, it will be fun just to see like what it was like back then for people that haven't seen it, but Overwatch was very poorly balanced when it first came out. Like, very poorly balanced. We just didn't know any better because, like, it was a new game. Everyone had fun exploring it, but whoo-wee, the balance, man. The next teamfight into a mosh pit more than anything else. Amidst the chaos, Raiden had been going for a rather bold flank, obtaining numerous eliminations in the process. But a single Widowmaker can only do so much on the card, and eventually... And ironically, they... That's the wrong Reinhardt. Hard and eventually, and ironically, they will be sniped by a fire strike. Always fun to tell new people that Bastard used to have a shield. Oh yeah, or 2 ultimates. That's also fun. Who's the best extra addition to the game? My opinion, the only good hero they added was Ana. Every other hero I don't like. Do you guys remember the space-time hook on Roadhog before you had the LOS check on the hook? You could like rip people through walls with a Roadhog hook back in season 1. Oh man, that was glorious. They should have stopped at Ana? Yes. They definitely should have. If they only release one hero per year, the game will be in a much better spot as far as balance is concerned. But it will probably not be as popular because they were very uncreative. They were just like, we'll just make new heroes for content instead of like game modes or whatever. Because it's easier to market a new hero than a new game mode. Game modes are what you do for people that already play the game, you know? Back on the objective, what followed was a firework of ultimate abilities, turning the next teamfight into a mosh pit more than anything else. Amidst the chaos, Raiden had been going for a rather bold flank, obtaining numerous eliminations in the process. But a single Widowmaker can only do so much on the card, and eventually, and ironically, they would be sniped by a fire strike. At this point, it was obvious to me that something drastic had... Okay, after this scene, I'm probably gonna call it for today, but I need you guys... Actually, no, I'm not going to show you what happens here, because then you're not going to watch the video. I'm not here to accuse anyone, but there's, like, 2 twists in this video. And last time, I stopped editing before the big twist with, you know, Hammond baiting the Reinhardt. I want there to be some suspense. I don't want to, like, spoil the entire plot. So, what I've got to say is that I very much appreciate all of you hanging out today. Was a super fun stream. We had a minimum of spamming today, so I'm very proud of my community. You know, we can all behave if we just try. But yeah, I was not feeling super hot, and hanging out with you guys, talking to you was actually really fun. So that kind of helped me motivate. Expect this video on Monday. I'll try to put some more work in tomorrow, but Sunday is going to be D&D, so I'm not going to have a lot of time editing. Yeah, so expect this on Monday. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Laurent, thank you for your numerous super chats. Aethorian as well, your $20 super chat. And Luke for becoming a new member. Much appreciate you guys. I hope you have a fantastic day. Stay safe out there. And you know what? Just be kind to each other. You know, treat others like you want to be treated. And yeah, till next time.